Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian Report, and we'll just be focusing on the ASX, and we'll be looking at the bigger picture as well. And on the 4-hour chart here, the pattern that we've been following is that, well, what we do know is that this move down from the high here, from the top here, the last top coming up here, we've got 5 waves down here. So we know that after a correction coming back to the 61.8% mark, that box there, we're going to get another 5 waves down. So we had, in the first instance, we were looking for an A, B, C. So we had this A, B, and C here that came back into the box nicely. So it was possible that we could come down for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. But we didn't come down for that 5 here. So then it changed the game a little bit. So then it looked like we had this as an A wave and a B wave and then a C wave up here, that we were looking for 5 waves up here in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here. But we didn't get that either, because it dropped quite significantly through here, where a wave 4 pulls back in 38.2%. So it's moved back beyond that. So last week we started to talk about a triangle pattern for wave B's, wave B here in orange, because triangles occur in wave 4s, and they also occur in wave B's as well. And it looks like that's what we've got here. And a triangle, in a nutshell, is 5 waves of A, B, C, D, and E, and each wave having 3 waves in it. So so far we've got a very clear pattern now from this C wave here. We've only got 3 waves here. So the probability of it being a triangle is extremely high, and that's what we need to play out here with this market. So once wave E or B here is finished, then we can look at this moving 5 waves down to the 550 area through here. I have to check to see if I've made any mistakes, but if this was a C wave coming up here as an A, B, and C here for the B wave here, then we should have 5 waves here, and I just don't get those 5 waves here. It's more like it's in 3 waves here. So yeah, I'm pretty comfortable we're on a triangle pattern, but at the same time, I think that all we need to do is that we need to look for some sort of retracement area, and then look to sell again. Now, before we look for a retracement area for wave B and E here, is that when this moved up here, that moved into the 61.8% here. When it moved down through here, it moved past the 61.8% down into the next level, the 78.6 area, as they say, but probably even further than that. And then this one here moved up really high as well. So we're getting the swings in these in this triangle really quite high in a way, So we just need to be a little bit aware of that here. So what we can do as a starting point here is that we take this high here and this low here. There may be another low today, but it's not one that we want to chase, basically, okay? So we'll talk about that in more detail in a moment. But basically, we want to start looking for a short trade setup somewhere in this sort of area here, okay? So that will be our game this week, is all of this in here could get quite choppy in here as the triangle pattern here gets a little bit smaller in here, but we kind of want to look for short trade setups in this space up here. So that's our game for the week here. Of course, if these bottom lows here, if I've made a mistake anywhere and somehow this is a C wave in here, and we're going to be moving straight down further, if this low here, the 5650, becomes the retested resistance, at that point I would be clearly wrong, and we would need to be on the short side from that point. but we do want a rally to sell into. That's the main point. So even if it came down to the 5650 area here, there should be some sort of bounce here, and we should be able to work this trend line coming through here too for a setup in here, because that will be retested at some stage as well. So we're getting quite close now, and everything, the triangle pattern is starting to confirm itself. So coming down for this wave 4 here. So that's all good at this point here. I do want to point out that this wave 4 can be wrong here as well. We could be going into a bigger bearish picture here as well. So I think I'll just go to the daily chart first and then go to the weekly to see what I'm... So this is basically what we're looking at here for this market here. So we're considering this a wave 4 down here of primary degree, and we're looking for wave 1 and wave 2, and then 5 waves up here of minor degree here, 5 waves in the orange here for intermediate wave 3, and then we're looking for intermediate wave 4 to come down into this space here, or to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree in here. And yes, it will overlap the wave 1 here of primary degree of intermediate degree, which is really a no-no in Elliott terms, unless we get anyway, I won't go into that, but this is 5-6 is where we were looking at here, but it can come down into this space here and then move up from there. So that's one, that's the pathway we're following at the moment. But I'm also aware that too, if I go to the week, see, the thing is that this move up here is, I've got it as 1, 2, and 3. There's a problem with that. Is first of all, the wave 3 here is rather short, because wave 3s are normally powerful. So that's a problem. So it could be countered like this here, which I've got on the weekly chart here. So this is the weekly chart here. It could be countered like this here as well. So we'll count. So from this point here, an A wave here, 3 waves up for the B wave here as a flat correction, and then 5 waves down here, right down to 5,000 here for wave 4 here. And then wave 5 to the upside. So that's quite possible. There's also the point too that this is a bit of a long shot, but I think it's really important to talk about them and not to say that, this is going to happen, because we like to move forward when we have the evidence on, we're traders, so we like to move forward once we've got the evidence in play here. But at the same time too, this move down through here can be wave A here, then an A and a B and a C wave here, and then down for 1 here, back for 2 here, down for 3 here, 4 and 5, and come back down to this level down here as well. Now, obviously, we need evidence for that. We won't be able to get that until we get these 5 waves down here, then a 3-wave counter trend, and then we'll go down again here. So there's a long way for that, to come down to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, but it's not off the cards yet. The only way that would come off the table, we could eliminate that, is if this top here came out. Okay, so yeah, I think our best bet is just looking at the current situation on the intraday with wave 4 coming back down to this space here and then having wave 5 up, or this one here. They're both sort of valid. We just need to understand them. I do believe that I think the answer really comes in to effect that this little correction in here, if it is a triangle, then that's going to confirm that we're not going to come all the way down here, because triangles only occur in wave B. So I know that's a wave B here, but that's not got nothing to do with it. So this move down through here as an A wave, a B wave in a triangle, and then C wave here, coming back to that 4-hour chart here. If this turns out to be an A wave here, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and an E wave for this B wave here, then we're on the right track with this count here. Because triangles here, they wouldn't occur in wave 2. Okay, so that's giving us a bit of a lead into where we are at the moment with this. So if I go to the 2-hour chart here and we start to investigate what we've sort of got here a little bit. So we've got this 2-hour chart with the A wave here. Nice ABC for the A wave, ABC for the B wave, ABC for the C wave here, and looking for the D wave here. And I can count already, I can count 5 waves down here into the A wave here, and then 3 to here, and then down here. There is a possibility that we can actually have one more low that comes into here, probably even onto the trend line here. I would be very careful about trading in this space here. Just remember that we're looking for some. It might get really ugly in here and confusing during the week, and if that's so, don't worry about it too much. What we're really looking for, as I pointed out before, is we want some sort of high retracement coming back into, you know, above the 5,750, because we're above the 5,750 and then the market locks itself under that, then we've got something to work with, because that's the halfway mark between the 5.7 and the 5.8. So if it trades above that, then locks under there, then we're pretty much free to go at that point here. So the oil market was quite strong overnight, and the iron over on Friday, and the iron ore market is positive as well. So they're the ones that will hold up over the session ahead to support the market. So the other thing I need to talk about here is that, you know, these ABC here, ABC here, ABC here, and what the triangle does, of course, is that this pattern is big. This one should be smaller. This one should be smaller. They're diminishing. This one should be smaller. Then this one should be smaller. So they should be diminishing on that 61.8% ratio. This ABC here is not really distinctively clear like this one here, even though I've got an A wave in here and a B wave here and a C wave to come either to that low or to one more here. It's not really giving us a clear pattern. So we may end up with a situation, just to talk about things getting confused a little bit, is having the first move down as the A wave here, then a B wave back up here, then the C wave here, and then the D wave coming in, you know, so it's sort of like this here before and then something down like that. So, you know, it's really anywhere up into this space up here that we need to look at shorting and keeping the stop well away and building in as we see fit to the downside. So it could get a bit uglier in here in terms of how this is going to play out in here. See, the thing here is that this is just a 15-minute chart here, and you can sort of get to see a little bit here. So the move down here, I've got 5 waves down here of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for the A wave. The B wave here, if I put the B wave on top there, then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the C wave. And I was quite okay with that, you know, and then this would be the A wave here. But if this is an A and a B and a C wave over here, then I've got one more move to come down here. So be very careful about chasing that down here if that's going to be the case, okay? But I'll leave it like this for the moment. So... whoops, jumped into another chart. So, yeah, if this was going to move down, then it would move back up here for the C wave here. This is what we've got to have a look at here. And also, too, where the banks? Where are the banks? Before I just go to change from here and go to the banks, I just want to show you what the cash market looks like. So from this high coming down through to here, the cash market is like this here. So the cash market is actually done, this is a 15-minute chart, so it's got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So it's got 5 waves here. So I don't think that this move down here is actually completed here. So yeah, so this would just be the A wave here at this particular point here. So that would just be the A wave, and we've still got to get a B wave in here as well, and then we've got to get a C wave in here as well to have that to have that finished off, so to speak, you know, in compared to this one over here, this one here has done its sort of A, B, C here, where the cash market hasn't done that. It's basically got 5 waves down here, so it can have a retracement and then move down. But I still think we're in the triangle because of this here, the A, the B, and the C here. If this was in 5 waves up here, then we would be shorting just here. But that's just not the case, so we can't get sucked into that. Now I want to have a look at CommBank. Okay, so this is CommBank. So basically we were looking for what we'd also counted daily chart, CBA. We were looking for 5 waves down here, which is fine. And then we were looking for an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here. And as I mentioned on the intraday level, this move up here is the A wave here. Even though it hit the box here, it had 5 waves in it. So I know I was going to get a retracement. I didn't get much of a retracement, really. I didn't pull back to the 80 where I sort of assumed it would go. But then looking for 5 waves up. So I don't think we've actually got our 5 waves up here just yet. I don't know what chart we've been working on here, but this will do. And this is a 1 hour chart here. So the thing that I wanted to point out here, though, is that we're looking for the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave. So we may be finished in there already for this, but I figured that there would be, we're looking for 5 waves up here. And this has pulled down quite a lot to cover this gap here. I just think that we're 1 wave too short here. I figured that we should get 1 more move up through here before moving back down through here. I would only consider this count wrong here unless we got a nice support on 85. That's why I've drawn that picture there. But we don't have to worry about that at this stage. So this market can come up to the 85 before topping out here and then moving down through here as well. It just depends on how we count this. When I look at ANZ, which I don't think that I've got on this particular chart here, it's also got the same thing as well, got 1 more move up. But we will know by the end of the day, we'll know. The other point too is that we've got holidays in the US. We've got the 4th of July coming up. So there's markets that have got holidays all around those as well. So we need to take that into consideration as well. But bottom line is that we can now start getting ready to become net short in our equity trades for this market, and maybe also the US markets as well. So maybe not today, maybe not until Wednesday or something, but let's just do our best to work through everything and look for those setups. But I think there's another push to the upside for the ASX and for CBA and ANZ and so on. I could be wrong in that, and we could have tops in already, but it still wouldn't matter too much, because even if we came, even if the market sort of came down into this space down here, we would still look to get, really for the CBA, we just need to get a few positions above the 80 and keep a stop out the way, and then look to build in on this side here. But I'll work on that. We'll see. We don't always get the turning points that we want, but I do see 1 more move here. All right, I've rambled on enough, but the takeaway is that this week we'll be looking for getting into longer term short trades. We just need the setups to fall in place now. I think we're on track. All righty, cheers.